the whole thing started the first year that I came to work here at Cargill. It's been about 6 years ago. I've always been involved with the United Way, but it was usually that 1 hour of pay per month, the little dry meeting. Come on, everybody, we want you to get in there and be involved. And I was. But the first year I was here, we didn't have just one of those little simple dry meetings. We had I believe they call them torch bearers or flag bearers, that came out and talked to us about what her agency did for people. Well, she was from the visiting nurses. And I kind of put two and two together because years and years earlier, my mother-in-law became deathly ill with emphysema, and she was going to die. But she wanted to stay home as long as she possibly could. She wanted to stay in our home so that she didn't die alone in a nursing home. And we promised her we'd do the best we could. And it got to be a real bit. Well, she got to where she couldn't be left alone. And I hired one of my nieces to come and babysit with her. And she told me, she said, "Uncle Ronnie, you need some help." And she said, "Do you mind if I make a call?" And I said, "Well, no, anything you can do is going to be a help." Well, first thing I know, a lady, some sort of coordinator, is coming out and asking what our needs are and assessing what our needs are. And the first thing you know, I've got people from visiting nurse coming out. I've got somebody coming out who will stay with her one night a week so that my wife and I can have a quality day out together. They offered meals, which at the time wasn't a problem, but they offered to bring in meals. They had people that would just come in and sit and read to her. And I found out during this first meeting that we had here that every one of those was a United Way agency. And that first person that came out was a coordinator from United Way. So I really got a little bit fired up, and that year our plant manager and one of our suppliers got together and offered a real nice leather jacket for anybody that gave $500 or more. So I thought, well, I'm gonna get me that leather jacket. And I told the plant manager, I said, "Now, are you going to get on board with this too?" And she said, "Yes, I will." She says, "Why don't you challenge the rest of them to do it too?" So I said, "Well, I will." So I got up in front of the group, the next meeting we had, and I told them I'm going to give $500, and I challenge anybody in management or salaried people to match my level of giving. And well, next year, it kind of, if you give over and above what you did the year before, Lily was going to match it that year. So the $500 I was already giving, if I wanted to get that $300, I had to up it to $800 a year. Well, of course, if I'm going to up my giving to $800 a year, I'm going to up my challenge to $800 a year. So, and then that kind of went on, and this year we're up to $2,000, which I'm hoping that we've got several people in management and so on that have jumped on board with that. And we're just really having a good time with it here. It's not like a dry meeting. We have chili cook-off. We have an auction. We have had our managers volunteer to take a pie in the face for a donation to United Way. I mean, we just really have a good time with it. Have a cookout, and everybody pitches in, and the extra money collected all goes to United Way. It's just a lot of fun, and that's what we do here to make our campaign just a bit more successful.